Grab your pre-workout and turn up that volume. It is time for a new episode of the Powerlifter's Den with your host, Cam Smith. What's up, Powerlifter's Den family? Want to rep the podcast and look good while doing it? Check out my official merch store at plden.company.site. We've got tees, hoodies, beanies, hats, and more, and gear that'll keep you motivated in and out of the gym. Every purchase helps support me and the podcast and keeps the den growing strong. So whether you're hitting a heavy squat session or just lounging in style, we've got you covered. Head to plden.company.site and grab your merch today. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Powerlifter's Den. I'm your host, Cam Smith, and today I wanted to bring on someone that's new to the powerlifting world, but also one of the strongest people to ever step on the platform. So, Devonte Lewis, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. I'm Devonte Lewis. I'm super new to this. Less than a year of actual powerlifting. From Houston. I got into powerlifting just because I went to college, small college out of Olathe, Kansas, in KC. Played college football, did some college cheerleading. Was just wanting to get back into the gym, and I ended up meeting my coach. And he was like, "Hey, you can be one of the strongest ever." I'm like, I don't really think that, but I did like being strong. So I'm like, okay, I'll bite. I'll take the bait. So I bite at the bait, and I didn't officially decide to start powerlifting until maybe January this year. Like, like they had a couple of friends at my gym. I wouldn't say they tricked me, but they were like, "Hey, if you compete, we can all go eat at Pizza Street." So that's literally why I did my competition. And then once I got with my coach in prep, my numbers just started to soar. So like pre-prep, I wasn't using no knee sleeves, no belt. I use wrist wraps for bench, but other than that, I was like completely raw. And then got my first belt, got my pair of knee sleeves, and everything just started to skyrocket. And now I'm sitting here as one of the best powerlifters in the world.
Yeah, so before we kind of get into it, let everybody know what your total was and kind of what your lifts were at the meet.
Oh wow! So squat was 1,003, bench was 634 technically, because we chipped it, so I can get the subtotal all-time world record. And then deadlift 804, kind of a gift if you look at it, but I say 804, but you can say 766. So the gifted total you can say is 2440, but I still got about a 2400 total regardless.
Yeah. So
if you take away the gift.
Yeah, I mean, hey, gifts are gifts for a reason. They sometimes they happen, and you got to just take them when they come because.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, shit, like you said, your first meet ever, and you absolutely dunked and smoked 1,000. Like that was just insane to watch. So, kind of before we talk about maybe some of your training and work with MJ and stuff like that, I know you played college football. I kind of want to know what kind of you were lifting back then in terms of like how much did your number skyrocket? Like first time in the gym, you must have walked in and squatted like 700 or something. Like
no, what's crazy was maybe like a year before I started actually getting back into the gym and started powerlifting, my max squat was probably 600 with terrible depth. I'm talking like if you've seen football players lift, you're like,
I was a football player.
If you've seen football players lift, you're like 600. Yeah, okay. Like so, like before, like the only thing that actually has stayed consistent throughout everything was probably my bench. My bench is probably the only thing that just stayed the same or got higher. That was always high. I'm pretty sure I was benching like 405 as a junior, senior in high school. So
that's crazy.
Bench is the one thing that has always stayed with me. I never really deadlifted. I started deadlifting when I started prep.
Yeah.
So, and we switched to sumo maybe 3 days before I technically started prep. I started prep maybe 16 weeks out just because it was my first time.
Yeah.
So like one Saturday I just deadlifted and Greeno, he seen me like sit down and he was like, "Look like you have a good sumo stance." And I'm like, okay. And so we tried sumo and it felt better than conventional. My conventional was horrible. So then we tried sumo and the rest is history.
Yeah, so kind of during your college football, I'm assuming, did you play O-line?
O-line and D-line. So.
Oh, you play both ways. All right.
Yes, sir.
What did you prefer?
I prefer O-line. I like pancaking people. It's so fun.
Yeah, I was a DN, so.
Pancaking people is so fun. Just like they get like you get so mad when somebody just bully you and you fall back and then they're on top of you, breathing hard. Play 12 of a 15 play drive. So you breathing hard, tired, and you just got somebody laying on top of you. Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah. So what are some of the things in your football background that you've kind of carried over into your powerlifting?
I would say mostly it's probably with the bench, like just the force and the pure power of just like getting the weight off your chest. Like that's probably what's helped me the most and kept my bench very consistent. Like if you play football before, so you like when you hitting the sled and you'll literally just sit there for 5 reps and just hit the sled, hit the sled, hit the sled before you even start the real torture of actually having to push it. So like I think that really translated and helped my bench, just help keeping it skyrocketed. I didn't have to start or learn how to bench, like it was already there, especially with just the power that I had from learning how to punch somebody in the chest.
Yeah, and the funny thing with the sled is I don't think we had one. We didn't get one until like my junior year. And
Oh wow.
as soon as we got one, oh my God, we were at that thing every single day. We were doing like you do it, you'd hit it, spin, hit the next one, you go down the line, we run it back, do it like 20 times, and you'd be absolutely
Oh yeah.
smoked.
It's worse than that's like torture. That's like a football coach's favorite thing to do. Just let's go hit the sled today.
Yeah. And the strength program at your school would you kind of say it was helpful, or do you think like looking back on it, it was kind of maybe detrimental to some of the things you know now?
I wouldn't say detrimental. It was just different. We did a lot of Olympic lifting, so hang cleans, trap bar deadlift, power cleans. We squatted and we bench, obviously, but no emphasis on real deadlift. So like the powerlifting background was new to me. Like deadlifting was super new to me. Sumo, conventional, however you want to toss it. I mean, it was super new to me. But I always had a sense of like being able to know how to do it. So like lifting wasn't new to me, but learning how to tweak what I do to meet powerlifting standards and actually learn how to deadlift, that was really new to me. So I wouldn't say it was detrimental, but it was definitely something that didn't carry over.
Yeah, and I mean, I think one of the big things from that like powerlifters that come from football or even just any sports background is the kind of the discipline to train and being able to stay at it, stay on schedule, show up on time, and get the things done. So
Oh yeah, I would say that did translate over discipline, like having knowing that you have to wake up at 5 a.m. and get yelled at to do something that they put on a piece of paper. It's like it's taught me to be able to not to kind of like not question my coach and just trust what's on the paper and keep doing it. And like I don't think my coach will ever put me in a bad position. Same way if you play football, you come from that background, your coach wouldn't put you in a position that you don't want to do.
yeah, and as far as the workouts go from like football, were you guys the type of team that you guys would have like your lifting sessions and you'd only have like 45 minutes to an hour to get everything done?
Yeah, you can say that. We'll have like so we'll do lifting and running. So you either lift first, which was about an hour, or you'll run first and then you'll flip flop. So it was like you either come in from running 110-yard sprints into squatting of 5 rep max PR, or you're doing a 5 rep max PR into doing conditioning. So it was not fun either way.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that like to me I don't mean like easy, but like powerlifting comes easy in that sense of like
Mm.
now you actually can take 5 to 10 minutes between sets and like you can spend a couple hours at the gym and like get things done in an efficient time rather than just like, all right, you got two main movements, you got five accessories, you got an hour, get that shit done.
Oh yeah, it powerlifting. It's so crazy. Like I'll be sitting in the gym and it's like I'll be here 3 hours and it felt like I'd done nothing
Yep.
because when I played football and we had 2 hour workouts, it felt like I did everything in the world in within those 2 hours.
Yeah, and that was one of the big adjustments of like now that I'm doing equipped and multiplying stuff, like some people take like 20 minutes between their top sets and stuff, and I'm like sitting around, I'm like, yo, like let's go. Like I'm used to like a fast
Yeah,
pace, like come on now.
yeah. I try not to take long. Like I think one of my biggest issues, especially when I first started powerlifting, was I will take like 5 6 minutes in between top heavy sets, and my body wasn't fully recovered. So it's like a top set that's super easy now because I'm actually taking the proper time to rest, whether it's 10 to 12 minutes. Before it was a struggle, and like now it's like used to do that way. Used to kind of struggle. Now it's not even a struggle. It's because I had to learn how to properly time what I'm doing without rushing myself because I feel like the need of I got to do it now.
Yeah, and as far as training goes, what's kind of what's been the biggest, I guess, not culture shock, but biggest difference that you've noticed in your training that's kind of been rather for the positive or for the negative?
I think one thing that's positive is being able to kind of dictate what you do. Because when you, like, coming from a sports background, you don't really get to dictate what you do. You just walk in and it's like, look on the board. That's what we have today. And now knowing, kind of like getting a whole week worth of programming and knowing what I'm going to do, I can kind of mentally get ready. Like knowing I got a heavy squat on Monday, knowing Tuesday, okay, we're going to take it back, secondary bench, kind of focus on these weaknesses, and then rest day, and then Thursday another secondary squat, Friday heavy bench, time to go, and then Saturday it's my only deadlift session. So it's like, okay, let's actually, like, this is probably your weakest lift, so let's not take it for granted and let's be able to lift. I like, honestly, doing powerlifting, I haven't really found true negatives from the actual lifting aspect, because like it's actually helped me and like gave me kind of like something to be ready to do. Like I'm just coming off work right now, so it's like now I have this extracurricular activity to do when I get off work.
Yeah, and as far as the lost my train of thought. As like I said, we're coming with football, and you have the structure. Like now that we know what we're doing the week ahead,
Mhm.
like rather than like in football, we're just kind of fighting for our life. We're just trying to survive and make it through the week.
Yeah,
Now we're like,
yeah,
okay, I have a heavy squat Sunday. I need to get. I need to do these leg mobility stuff this day. I need to hydrate extra on Saturday night if I'm squatting Sunday morning. Like you
yeah,
can
yeah,
plan
yeah.
it so much better to set yourself up for a better training session.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing being able to know what you're gonna do and have to set yourself up. Because like you said, the day before I squat, I have to hydrate. I have to drink at least a gallon of water. If I don't, I'm gonna catch a cramp. I'm gonna catch a cramp in my calf. I always cramp in my calves, and like that's the biggest thing. You get to your top set and you feel your calf just saying, "Oh no, don't squat," and then you have these tight knee sleeves on, so you already you cramping and you don't got no blood flow, so you're up against the wall.
Yeah, and for so to be able to squat 1,000 the first meet is incredible. But was that the first time you put 1,000 on your back, or is that something that you hit in training before?
So I hit it twice before in training. I hit it with chains about. I hit about 110 to about 120 with chains. It was about 900 on the bar with about 120 pounds of chains. And then the next week, we I wasn't supposed to squat 1,000. I was just supposed to walk it out. And so my Greeno. So my coach Greeno, he was looking at me. He's like, "It's looking fast. Do you want to do it?" I'm like, "Sure, let's do it." Put 1,003 on the bar, did it, and that was technically I did my last kind of heavy squat day like 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
Just because we did 1,003 was going to be my third attempt regardless of anything. So doing it 2 weeks out kind of just showed that 1,003 is very it isn't my top end for that day.
Yeah. And so how did you come to meet Greeno and that and find that gym, and what was the story behind that?
Oh, so I was at another gym before I got to SBC, and Greeno was there, and another friend of ours, his name is Noah. He got handled by Greeno at one of the regional meets that WRPF hosted, and he was like, "Hey, dude, I'm not even trying to be, I'm not trying to be like a groupie or whatever. Because when you're really strong at a gym, people come up and talk to you all the time. He was like, I'm not trying to be a groupie or whatever, but I think you can really be something big in powerlifting." And this before I even knew what powerlifting was. Like obviously you see the YouTube people like the Russell Oris, the Jesuses, things of that nature, but you really don't know much about powerlifting if those are the only people you know. There's way more just history and true just warriors in this sport beyond them, and that I'm still learning. But he kind of came to me. He was like, "Hey, I'm gonna introduce you to Greeno, who was also a member at the foundation at the time." He was like, I'm introducing him, and I'm telling you, y'all two meet up. Y'all can be great. That y'all like he can coach you to be something great. I had already met Greeno, but I never really talked to him about powerlifting. Like I didn't know he was a powerlifting coach. So like I met him as like just Mike. So so one summer they were like last summer they were like, hey, let's all just go to SBC. Greeno had already been there. He took a little break from there and he was like, hey, we can all just go back and watch your lifting and watch your all your lifts just skyrocket. And I said, okay, I'll bite I'll bite the bait again. So we did that, and honestly, I joined a great community. It's owned by JP Price. He
Yep.
used to be a world record holder.
Dog.
Um, yeah, him and another owner, Ethan, and it's just a great community, man. You go in every day and you see people there ready to work, ready to like be great. You have Greeno Heidi end up coming, so now you have multiple people with 500 docs, multiple all-time world record holders, multiple people every year right there on the cusp of qualifying and going to nationals. So you're in this community of people who are actually strong, which makes you want to be strong and actually be better.
Yeah, and as far as um kind of Greeno's approach for you, obviously you
Mhm.
have like an incredible base and just brute strength. So it's kind of interesting to maybe think from his perspective, like what is he kind of like? What are the big things that he's working on with you?
Right now, I wouldn't say he's working on things for me because, like you said, I had that great base and great knowledge and great just already fine tuning. I just really just needed to fix some technique issues. So like I let him just take over my lift, and I was like, hey, I'm going to trust you. I'm not going to question anything. I'm like, hey, I'm going to trust you. I'm gonna let you tool me and whatever. And ever since then, he's been, we've been squatting a couple times a week. One heavy squat, another one, kind of fixing the tooling that we need to fix, aiming for my weakness. I think the biggest thing he had to really do with me is teach me how to deadlift because I didn't know how to deadlift. I will say 15 weeks out from my meet, I was probably deadlifting 630. Couldn't even get 650 off the ground. And like I'm not even joking. I got the video, and like I couldn't get 650 off the ground. And then doing that prep, I didn't deadlift until maybe 4 weeks out. I didn't do no singles. All I did was boards deadlifts. And I don't know if you know what that
Oh
is,
yeah.
but like all I did for literally 12 weeks straight was boards deadlifts. And then I take a heavy single. I actually was on Instagram Live when I did this. I took a heavy single and I pulled 760, a very questionable lockout, but I just pulled the 760 and I'm like, just 15 weeks ago, I couldn't even do 650. I couldn't get 650 off the ground, conventional or sumo. And now I'm at 760 and then I get to the meet and I pull 804 and it's like, wow, like, and that kind of confirmed like, okay, I'm going to ride Greeno until the wheels fall off, until I can't lift no more. I'm going to ride him because he really understood what I wanted to do. Because I'm not really powerlifting for any glory or anything. Like I just wanted to be strong, and I trusted him to put me in the right space, put me in the right areas that I need to be good. And he always told me like when you compete, you're going to set the world on fire. Like you're going to be this big thing. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I just want piece of street.
Yeah. And with obviously you getting so strong so quick, like that the load that you handle is incredible and taxing on the CNS. So kind of how is your body adapted to be getting so much stronger, so much faster?
It's actually crazy how well I recover. Like, he'll tell you, it's like how does he recover so fast? Because like within the next week, I'm still ready to get heavy squats, but we're still cognitive of that. Like, we're not going heavy every other week. Like, we aim for a heavy, triple, heavy, double, heavy, quadruple, whatever we want, and then we bring it back down and we go back to what got us where we're at. Like I think that's the greatest thing about me and Greeno. Like we actually have a friendship. It's not just a coach. It's not just a coach client type situation. It's like we're actually friends. We hang out. We've played pickleball together. Like so, it's really fun. So being able to have that type of relationship with your coach actually helps because it's like okay, I can talk to him beyond just powerlifting. It's not just hey, I want to squat 600. It's hey, I want to squat 600. Okay, cool. What do you think about the game last night? So it's really fun being able to have that dynamic and him understanding and seeing me day to day, every day, seeing how well I recover. Because I can say I recovered and he'll see me try to grab a dumbbell and it's like, yeah, you're not recovered. So,
Yeah, and I think that's what makes a good coach is that closer relationship, like you said, like when a coach knows maybe more about your daily life and like, oh, this person's a construction worker, they're working 60 hours a
yeah.
week, like maybe they had a long week, they need to reel it back, or maybe they're having some family issues going on and like they're not in
Mhm.
it right now. There's so many outside factors that contribute to like your performance in the gym that a coach that knows that and can adjust to that is just works out for the better.
Yeah, he actually just talked me into getting OVR Velocity, one of the Velocity trackers, and like it's actually helping my training because it's like day to day. Like when every time I get a heavy squat, he kind of aims for me to have a certain speed. Like he has weight that I need to do, but it's like if it's going faster, then it's like, hey, we can maybe add an extra, 1 to 2% on your lift to see how that moves. And like he's even shocked at some of the speeds I have with the weight, because it's just like sometimes you just come in and you're locked in, especially when I know you want me to hit a certain goal. Like I don't want to waste your time with 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 not hitting the goal that you want from me. I mean, like obviously not every time I'll be able to hit 1,000 every day or 1,000 every meet. Hopefully I can, but like every meet day you won't be able to go in and hit what you need to hit. But I don't want to waste his time because he's taking his time out his day to write my program on top of all these other clients respond to me. So when I go to the gym, it's not for fun.
Yeah, and that's one of the crazy things about these heavy weights like that is like you can have like a 10 to 15% drop in like max effort just based on fatigue levels and
Oh yeah.
where you are in prep. But like when you're squatting 500, that it seems like a much smaller number. But if you're squatting 1,000, like you might not be able to hit 900 that day. And like mentally that can fuck with you.
Oh yeah, the bar speed starts to move a little slow when you get fatigued. And I think the biggest thing I see is like when I'm like, hey, I got to take 10% off, and it's like take off a red. And some other people, it's like let's just take off the white. So like the jumps in percentages when the more the weight is actually pretty wild. Like my 10% is basically a red
Yeah.
on each side.
And that's been one of the adjustments I've been trying to like comprehend too with being in equipped now. Like
Mm,
looking at your numbers, like those are some of the numbers I'm trying to hit equipped. And like you said, like taking those big jumps and like when that one jump slows down, you're like, oh fuck, here we go.
yeah, that's another thing I had to learn. I had to learn how to like warm up because like before on squat especially, I would do 1 red, 2 red, 3 red, 4 red, and it's like now I'm taking forever. Now squat session is 2 hours when it could be maybe an hour and 10 minutes. So then I had to learn how to do 1, 3, 5, 7, and it's like okay, let's get going, which is actually kind of fun, and it saved me a lot of time. Turned a 4 hour session to about 3 hours now.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things with if you're like a meet day is like when it comes to
Mm.
deadlift warm ups, like you're already warm from squats. I just like what did I do? I did like 385, 545, 645. Like that was my whole warm
Oh
up for
yeah,
deadlift. And it's like, all right, we're good to go. I don't need to be doing plate, and then you're just gassing yourself out.
oh yeah. Do you sumo or conventional?
I'm sumo because so I was conventional for the first 4 years and I was chasing I literally third attempt every single meet was 600 and I missed it until I finally got it. And then I did my first equip meet, so I switched to sumo to learn it. And
Hmm.
then I was like, oh shit, I should have been doing this the past 4 years. Then I
Yeah.
went back to raw, did a raw meets sumo, broke like almost I was very close with 660. And then now it's just such a technical lift for me that like
Mhm.
I'm getting so much out of it now that I'm trying to knock on that door 800 in the next year or so hopefully.
Oh, nice. 800. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I've done it before, and I did it again maybe 2 or 3 weeks after comp, but we had to go back to like kind of just like I said, back to the basics of let's what got us here, right? Like heavy singles, heavy doubles are cool. It looks pretty on Instagram. Get a lot of likes on and a lot of comments, but it's like what got you to this 800? So we're like really back to the basics, doing the boards deadlifts again at sub maximal weight, just a lot of reps, which is actually helping my technique, which is going to help me out in the long run. I like it.
Yeah. Let's talk about the actual meet day kind of um obviously we kind of talked about prep a little bit and kind of how you went through that, but let's talk about how you guys picked out the meet as well as your experience with getting to the meet for the first time, trying to figure things out.
Yeah, the meet was actually at the gym I'm at, SVC, so which was pretty cool. It was a PLU meet, and I kind of told him I was like, hey, if I want to do my first meet, it's gonna be. It don't need to be like local as in KC. It just needs to be somewhere where I'm not having to get flights, having to drive super far, having to get hotels, having to do all these other things. Like I want to be comfortable because it is my first meet, and I deserve to control the controllables when it comes to meet day. And so he said, hey, So he was like, "Hey, JP hosts really good meets, credible, credible refs. Everything is good." And PLU was actually, I think, I'm pretty sure it's still new, like
Yeah.
still considered new. And he was like, "Hey, this is a good meet. Deadlift bar, squat bar. Don't have to worry about shoulder mobility and things of that nature." So we picked that one out, and we came in and did what we wanted and did what we set out to do. We missed the bench, which was actually pretty sad, but we'll come back better, hopefully.
What was the most shocking thing for you during your meet experience?
I will say like the amount of people actually there and online and like actually being excited for you. Because when you play football, like the only people that's really excited for you are the people like on the sideline. Like you have so much banter, so much trash talk, but it's like meet day. It's like you're not wishing bad on anybody. It's just like you come in and it's like either you have a couple of people who's quiet sitting in the corner listening to their music, doing whatever they need to do to get ready, but you hear a lot of banter, but it's not like trash talk. It's like, okay, let's go. We all gonna do good. Yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go. And it's like that was the biggest shocking thing where it's like I'm used to coming in and it's like, dude, you suck. You ain't gonna do nothing today. I'm gonna dominate you. So it's like coming in and having not only like your family, your friends, your coach, all these people in your corner, everybody's in your corner. So it's not just it's not a very small thing. It's like everybody there is hoping you do good, regardless if they're your competition or not.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I think people outside of the world of powerlifting are like have trouble like comprehending that because
Mm.
from like on the outside, powerlifting looks so intimidating. You're like, oh, it's just a bunch of big meatheads lifting weights and angry out. But you go, it's like you see all different sizes and shapes, races, creed, color, whatever, and
Oh
everyone's
yeah,
supporting everyone. Everyone's there. Like you could be competing directly against someone and they don't want you to miss the lift. They want you to get it so they can chip the lift. Like it's such
yeah.
a friendly competition.
Yeah, it's like friendly and competitive at the same time. It's like nobody's gonna wish harm on you, but they want you to do better, so it's forced them to do better. And like I feel like that's one thing I can't wait to like kind of step on this bigger stage that I'm preparing for is that being able to be in a situation where I'm going against some of the heavy hitters, and I'm like, hey, I want you to hit this 1,040 squat because now that's forcing me to do more and show off that I actually am as good as the hype.
Yeah. And I'm assuming after the meet you probably had I'm just gonna assume you had an influx of followers and you probably had a bunch of people like, kind of reaching out and stuff. So what was that kind of experience like for you and like how did you I guess handle it?
Yeah, I had a lot of followers, a lot of messages, a lot of good jobs, a lot of great jobs. It's new to me because like I've been on social media, like who hasn't? But it's like I've never been on social media where like I'm getting an influx of followers, people messaging me. I got a bunch of messages saying like, "Hey man, can you coach me? Hey man, how you do that?" And it's like, dude, I'm still learning. I don't know how to deal with it. Sometimes it's just like you just want to throw your phone outside and just not have to worry about it anymore. But it's really fun, man. I got this one sponsorship with Next Level Strength, owned by Andy and John Hack. And man, they're great people. I talked to Greeno before I did it, and I talked to Andy, and Andy's a great person, man. And I'm actually honored to be sponsored by them, Code Big Boy, if you need anything. But I'm actually honored to be sponsored by them, man. All this is new to me, and I'm like really grateful. Like this isn't an act. This isn't like, oh, he no. This is like I'm really grateful and really honored. People I work with don't even know how strong I am. Like that's the crazy part. Like they know I'm strong. Obviously, if you see me or if you ever meet me in person, you'll be like, yeah, he's strong. But nobody knows like the extent of my strength, which is how I like it, right? Like I just want to be. I'm just a normal person. I'm just like everybody else, and it's amazing.
Yeah, and I always think about that too of like the workplace environment of like no one knows shit. It's like you
Yeah,
ever see that meme of like the person standing in the corner of like at a birthday party or whatever? It's like they
yeah.
don't know I squat 1,000 pounds. Like it's like we're out there just doing normal work and shit, but no one realizes like my side job is lifting weights that you guys can't even comprehend, and it's such a
Yeah.
funny like dichotomy of the real world.
It's crazy. Like people at my job, like they joke like, "Oh, he can squat me, he can bench me," and it's like I can squat about seven of you,
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
eight. Like, it's wild because like I don't like talking about it because like I just want to go in, do my work. I talk to my coworkers obviously, but like I don't want like sometimes you don't want to get super personal, and it's like once people know that, it's like oh my god, and it's like I'm just a regular person, don't need to treat me any differently.
Yeah, one of my favorite things too is with being equipped is like telling them like what I lift and like in the equipped ones like they're solid numbers like they're nothing to like be like oh he sucks or whatever. But people it just makes you feel so good about yourself when you're like yeah I squat 960 and they're like what that's crazy and they're like do you just don't explain it or you're like even in a bench shirt and stuff like that they're like whoa that's crazy and it's like oh if you only knew.
If only, yeah, that's like telling people like I think I've told maybe like three or four people outside of maybe in the policy community that I squatted 1,000. They're like 1,000, and like their face just like, and it's like, yeah, I squatted 1,000. To me, it's like, I mean, like obviously it is really good, like it's top end, obviously, but like to me, it's like I want more. Like I want like I want to be telling you in a year that I squatted the world record. Like that's what I want. That's my goal.
Yeah, and that was kind of going to be my next question. I'm assuming now that obviously first meet you squat 1,000, I'm sure you want to go for that all time squat.
Yeah, that's probably like the biggest thing. Like since I started powerlifting and seeing my squat like really skyrocket. That's like probably the biggest thing that I want is to be able to squat that world record. I mean, like no offense to anybody who's lifting, no offense to Ray, but like that's like just my own personal goal to be able to say like, hey, I squat the most anybody has ever squatted, and like it's cool to it'll be cool to be able to walk into my accounting job and sit down and be like, nobody here knows I squatted the most ever.
Yeah, I mean, I think let me double check. I think yeah, there's 6 people all time that have squatted 1,000 in sleeves. So it's just insane to be able to do that in your first meet, and it's going to be really exciting to see what because you're still young, you're still developing, and it's like who
Yeah.
knows where like if you stick to this, just like where you could end up.
Yeah, hopefully my goal is number one, like especially for squat, um, bench. My bench, as long as I keep chipping away at it. I mean, like I bench 633. I went at 644, and I was like super close, like literally just couldn't knock it out. So I mean, like hopefully high end is 300 keys, 661, and deadlift we're just gonna let it let it play out. You know, not too big on it. I'm a subtotal guy. You know, not really big on the deadlift.
Yeah. What do you have next for your meet lined up? What are you planning on doing?
We don't. I don't really know yet. Right now, we're just like just trying to enjoy the off season. You know, don't want to jump into anything right now. Jump into like yeah, I'll do it. You know, I've gotten a couple invites to a couple POU meets the bar showdown that's in Florida, and it's like I don't really know what I want to do next. It's like, do I want to go power bar? Do I want to stay specialty bar? You know, it's like just want to enjoy this off season and just keep getting better. I don't want to just jump right into meets just because I got this new fame, this new whatever. It's like I really like I want to be meticulous in what I choose to do because everything I do from now on is going to be looked at, scrutinized. Oh, he didn't get low enough. He didn't fully lock that out, and it's like the world, the social media world of powerlifting is already going to take the fun away from me. I can't let my personal choices also take that away.
And that's one of the things that you're in a position now where it's like you have to be aware of that and it's like people who have been in the sport for several years like they're aware of all the bullshit like we
Mm.
where people block it out now especially like like I said the top end people are always criticizing lifts and stuff and it's always someone sitting on their couch that doesn't even know what 500 pounds feels like on their back and so
Yeah, yeah, that's like one of my biggest things about social media and powerlifting. It's like everybody who's doing powerlifting, whether you're $600, $500, 400, 300, whatever it is, like you're going in every day and doing the most weight that you can do. And it's like you post your lift and it's like you're immediately scrutinized by some random dude, probably in his underwear, eating Cheetos, playing Call of Duty. And it's like, man, just get up and do something with your life. It's like I really I like the gym that I'm at because the community is fun. Everybody's there to get better. There's no hating towards each other. There's no like true scrutinizing. I mean, like obviously, if you squatted high, somebody will tell you like, "Hey, you squatted high," but it's like you're not getting it from somebody who's just hating on you. Getting it from somebody who's holding you accountable to make you be better, to make sure that you're hitting depth when you step on the platform.
yeah so outside of social media what's been one of the hardest things to adjust to for you.
uh Getting a true like being able to like get to the gym within a certain time and like having to like come home and get enough sleep, and then having to go wake up, go to work, and do that over and over and over again. Like I think the hardest thing is adjusting to like being this person of now I squat 1,000, now I got to do more, and it's like actually truly recovering and truly like dieting correctly, making sure you're getting enough protein, the right amount of carbs, the right amount of fats, the right amount of calories. I think that's the hardest thing because before it's just like, oh, I'm gonna go eat Kings, get me a Kenyak combo, or I'm gonna go get me a Big Mac from McDonald's. But now it's like, oh, I'm gonna go eat some ground turkey and rice. Yeah, so I feel like that's the biggest change, just like being very detailed in what you want and what you're doing in everyday life, not just when you go to the gym.
Yeah, that's one of the best things that, like we mentioned before with football, is like the discipline you get for it. It almost makes a lot of the things like that. Like there's always going to be a couple things here and there that are maybe difficult
Yeah,
to juggle, but there's so much that just comes much easier to people like us.
yeah, it makes it way easier. Like, I mean, when I wasn't doing powerlifting, and like at first it was like adjusting to everyday life is kind of hard because it's like you wake up at 7 a.m. instead of 4:30 or 5, and then when you get off work, you don't have to go to film, you don't have to go to football practice. It's just you go home. Now it's like, what do I do? So it's like you got so much free time versus when you played a sport. It's like you have no free time. You got homework, you got practice, you got film, you got to eat, you got to wake up, work out, and it's like now I got so much free time. Like, how am I going to fill my day up?
Yeah, for me, the biggest struggle is like I'm trying to fill out 275, and I have the appetite of like a 16-year-old girl. So it's such a struggle that it's like when I'm in free time or when I'm just sitting, I'm like, I'm just thinking about like how I'm gonna eat. Like that's all I'm thinking about all day long. Of like, how can I get more calories? Like I'm not that hungry right now, but I gotta eat. Like, what can I eat that's not gonna make me throw up? And like to me, that's my kryptonite. Is just eating.
It is like it's actually really hard. Like if you really start like making your own meals and start counting calories and counting protein, you realize how many times you have to eat a day. Like I'm sitting at my desk and I'm like eating like a protein bar, and then like 30 minutes later, I'm like, damn, I gotta eat some type of like carb, some type of something. And it's like you realize like, do I really eat that much? Because you, especially when you're like very calorie conscious, protein conscious, like you're always like kind of like in the sense of you're eating, but it's like you gotta watch it at the same time. So it's weird because it's like I'm eating 8 times a day, but I'm not getting necessarily bigger. It's just like I have to reach a certain goal.
Yeah, and it's like it'll be like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You're kind of like running through your head. You're like, all right, I had about this many calories, and oh shit, I only had 160 grams of protein. Now I got to drink five
Yeah.
glasses of Fairlife just to get close to it.
Yeah. Oh man, I like Nuri. You ever had Nuri?
I have not.
Oh man, they're amazing. They're at like Costco and Sam's. They got a chocolate. The chocolate's not that good, but they got a vanilla and strawberry. Amazing. About 30 grams of protein. Perfect.
Yeah, that's another problem with me too. Is I can't digest like protein shakes or protein bars, so I got to get all my protein through like beef, and like Fairlife happens to be like the one thing that I can drink. So
Mhm.
I'm going through like 3 liters of that a week, and I'm just weight's starting to slowly chip up, and it's like I just wish I could wake up and be 280. Like
Yeah. 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 I wish I can wake up and be 282 sometimes.
What did you weigh in at this meet?
I actually weighed in at like 463, but I'm already down about 250. No, not 250, 450. So like I'm already down about a good 13 pounds, and we're like trying to chip away at it, not trying to do it really fast, just nice and slow. That way, like I can kind of body recomp. I can lose some weight to try to gain some leverages on squat and deadlift, but also like not lose major strength, because which is the biggest thing, right? Because like I was at 463, and it's like I'm squatting 1,003, and some of my squat definitely looked like an RP8. So it's like you don't want to lose so much weight to where that RP8 turn into a 9, turn into a 10. You still want to be able to get stronger. So like I'm weighing in about 10 pounds lighter now, 10 to about 13 pounds lighter, depending on what I decide to eat and what time I decide to weigh in
Yeah,
that day. But it's really nice. I weighed in heavier than I thought I was gonna be. Probably thought I was gonna be around like 450, but I mean it is what it is. I mean it's super heavyweight, not super heavyweight, depending on the weight.
yeah, and you're in a good position to where you can, like you said, kind of recomp and like slowly chip down, and you'll start
Mhm.
seeing that like those leverages on deadlift will get way better, especially with a sumo pull. Like you can get into a better position, a better wedge, and like you said, you'll have more like I guess freedom to squat. And I mean, we'll see where the bench leverages end up because that's kind of one of those things where the more weight you put on, the better that gets. But I
Yeah.
think, but powerlifting's a total sport. So even if like you maintain your bench and you lift up the other two, like you're still chipping away. So
I mean, that's the good thing about like you said about powerlifting being a total sport. I mean, like even if my bench stay the same, which is already insane. I mean, like if I can gain 50 pounds on squat and 50 pounds on deadlift, I'm already at the at the all time world record, like
exactly.
off that 100 pounds. So it's like I just being able to find those leverages and find the things that's going to help me gain that 2.5 kilo here, 2.5 kilo there. I mean, can't really argue at it.
Yeah, and were you in the mid 400s during football too, or is that did you put on some weight after college?
Actually, I was at about 360 when I was playing college. I think I was as low as like 315 when I played college, and it's like after I stopped playing, I was like I said, I would just go home. Let me go get a Caniac combo. Let's go get some McDonald's. And then when I started lifting again, I kind of started to maintain that 440, 460, and like it never looked horrible. Like I never got just like rah big. So it was like, so to me, I'm like, I can't be weighing that much. And then you step on the scale and it's like, wow, I weigh way more than that. So like that's kind of why I got back into the gym. And then next thing you know, I'm a year later, I'm here on the podcast with you because I became one of the best powerlifters in the world.
Exactly. And as far as the competitions, like the meet you did with PLU, so you like you said, you used a combo rack and like walked it out and stuff. Have you thought about maybe looking into meets that have like a mono lift, or like have you kind of explored the other sides of the sport yet, or like got some interest in that?
I think the biggest thing I'm probably going to explore is like staying on the drug tested side because I am drug tested like that's my favorite comment. I think somebody commented on one of my videos, like, "Is he drug tested?" I'm like, "No, my doctor said I got high cholesterol." I mean, but it's like staying on the drug tested side, probably going power bar, focusing on that on the drug tested side, the power bar, the combo racks, staying in that realm so I can always like kind of be in the area so I don't have to kind of like learn it again after probably doing a meet like something like the bar showdown or maybe like something like the American Pro. I can just stay in that realm and never have to learn again.
Yeah, and that's what another funny thing with social media is someone puts up a big total, they're like, "He's on steroids." It's like, have you seen the size of this man? Like, he is a tank. He clearly like
Yeah.
it's his first meet ever, and he's like 27 years old. Like, he's not like no, that's
Yeah.
not someone who's been in the sport doesn't immediately think that. It's all these fucking idiots on the internet.
And like obviously like being on like social media powerlifting for a while, like you can tell when somebody's like just gassed out their mind or somebody's like really using because you'll the signs are there, the hair loss, like you can see like short tempers like in their videos, like you can see them just show little signs of roid rage.
So I'm going to ask you an interesting kind of hypothetical question here. Do you think that if you weren't as strong as you currently were and you were kind of fighting to get to where you just hit your total, do you think you would maybe start leaning towards the untested side, or do you think that's something that you're pretty committed to?
Oh no, I'm pretty committed to a drug test society. Like my goal is honestly get the squat world record, hopefully get the ATWR all time world record, and then like probably just drop a bunch of weight and probably try to go bodybuilding or something. I don't think my heart can handle trend or anything of that nature. So like my goal is to stay drug tested, and then once I hit my goals, just lose a bunch of weight and start my weight loss journey. Start a YouTube on how to lose weight.
Yeah, kind of like the how like NFL linemen, as soon as they retire, you'll see them a year later and be like, "Who the hell is this? This is a whole different person."
Yeah, that's definitely my plan. I don't plan to really be in powerlifting really long. I mean, it's fun. Being strong is fun, but it's like the risk reward. The risk will always outweigh just because the true reward in powerlifting is just a few moments of glory. If you really look back at it and scope the scene of like you get a few moments of glory and then somebody else break your record or somebody else pop up on the scene and it's like are you going to be remembered for those 30 seconds and then it's right next and then it's right up to the next person. So my goal is to my true target is hit my goals, and probably, try to get some international meets hopefully, and then, retire and lose a bunch of weight and go off the scene and pop back up and
Yeah,
look
that's
like I'm on Ozempic.
I think one of the things in powerlifting is like kind of going off what you mentioned of like you said, it's that few moments of glory. And I've talked to countless peoples of like they'll hit a world record and it'll be gone the next day. They'll have it for like 4 hours, and it's something that like that's why I think the building of friendships and the sense of community and
Mhm.
that is way more important than what anyone will ever do on the platform. And I think that's where a lot of people miss the mark is they're just like, oh, I'm just there. I'm going to go hit this total and this, but they're not. They're going there just to compete. They're not going there to make new friends. They're not learning from others. They're not kind of giving back to the community, whether it's refing a meet, spotting and loading meet. There's just so much more to it than competing.
Oh yeah, I think this community is amazing when it wants to be. I mean, like obviously there's times where you can see and it's just like, man, I don't really like it right now. But overall, this community is amazing. I mean, like you can go to a meet and meet people that can possibly be friends for the rest of your life. I mean, I met Greeno, I met Noah, I met people that's probably going to be at my wedding when I get married through powerlifting, which I think is amazing. So having that community, whether you're going for all time world record or you're just trying to get a nice total, it's amazing. Like I hope to like one day just be able to go to meets and just communicate, just network. Like it's fun being able to learn people, learn everybody in powerlifting come from different backgrounds. Like you said, different ethnicities, different sizes, different everything. So being able to learn people just backgrounds and being able to see how far they came, whether it be me first me squatting 1,000 or somebody coming from maybe somebody who had a 300 dots and now they work their way up to a 500 dots. That's just a beautiful thing to see.
Absolutely, and I'll never forget what Dave Tate said of, like, when you kinda go back to, like, once you kinda get caught up in all these pro meets and these top level meets, and you're only kinda like, from my perspective, like, looking into who I want next on the podcast, but then, like,
Mhm.
going to a local meet or going to watch a friend compete and they pulled 500 for the first time or they benched their first
Yeah,
315, like, it's moments like that where you kinda get reeled back in and just kinda realize just how great the community is, and it's not just about who's the coolest, who's the strongest, it's about like,
yeah.
what people fight for to get to where they wanna be.
Yeah, you definitely can build some great friendships, and social media definitely skewed things. Like you only see the really strong people. You don't see the struggles. You don't see the things people go through on their day to day. And there's some people that fight real battles, and they show up on a platform, and for those 9 attempts, they're in their happy place. They're in their happiness, and it's an amazing thing to see. And like you say, you can go anywhere in the world, and powerlifting, like the community, like the meets themselves are amazing. And I think that's what was one of the biggest things. I play football, and it's like you hear big pops, like when somebody run the ball or something of that nature. But just hearing a pop because somebody squatted up and down, and literally a 3 second lift, like the pop is crazy, especially like on third attempts. It's like it's amazing. It's an amazing thing to be a part of.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned in your questionnaire kind of facing some high expectations, like, internally and from others, so how have you been able to kinda deal with that pressure?
Bro, playing Madden, man, playing video games, man. Remembering who I am and why I started doing this, and what makes me happy, man. Like you get this internal pressure because you make a post and now it blew up. Like before I even truly started powerlifting, I posted a video of me squatting 900 for like three. That was actually really really fast. And now and now looking back at it, it's like wow, and I blew up off of it. And I got a couple followers. I got Jesus following me, like the world's strongest man is literally following me. The one person that is like, wow, and he's a really good guy. I've actually talked to him a couple times. He's a really good guy, man. That guy is really cool. But like having that, like talking to the world's strongest man, and then having to go to work, you realize that at the end of the day, you're just human. Like, I mean, you can't solve all the world problems. So, like, staying humble in what I do, like playing video games with friends. I picked up the hobby of playing pickleball. So it's like reminding myself that I'm still human because I suck at pickleball.
Yeah, 100%. So with that those expectations, is that something you kinda use as fuel, or does it ever feel kinda overwhelming to you?
I use it as fuel, but I mean, like, it's something. Since I put it on myself, it's like I can't complain about it. Like when you get these expectations, you either ask for it or you crumble under them. And I'm asking for them every day when I post a video of me squatting 950 for three. You know, I'm asking for people to put expectations on me. So my mindset is go prove them right. You know, like, and then if they want to hate, prove them wrong. So like that's my biggest thing, like taking these expectations and not shying away from them or not running away from them. I mean, you ask for them. You ask for them the moment that you step on a platform and show the world what you're able to do. So my goal is to step in every day, have fun, enjoy myself, and prove everybody right. Because hopefully one day I am able to say I was an all-time world record holder.
Yeah, and that's one of the things with powerlifting too is the just how important the mindset is and how you can like reframe your thoughts of like you said, someone will just say someone comments on your squat video of like, oh, the depth was terrible. I think I mentioned this before. I think so someone's going for a squat record. It was
Mhm.
high. He knew it was high, but he's like, oh, people want to talk shit. He went back the next meet and absolutely dunked it. And it's like when
Oh
you
yeah.
kind of turn that mindset into like, okay, I'll show you what's really up. Like that's when you can start hitting some things that you didn't expect yourself to.
Yeah, I think like seeing taking things that people say online or in person, depending on where you at, like taking them and using them as fuel the right way, not using it in a shitty way, using it in the right way, it'll help you come back better than ever, regardless if you in this game for 6 months or been in the game for like 10 years. Like anything can be used as fuel. And if you do the proper things that you need to do, you'll be able to prove people wrong.
Hmm. And as far as mindset go, with these heavy weights, have you been intimidated by any of these weights yet, or is that something that just you walk up to it and just have no problem with it?
I mean, sometimes, I mean, like when I'm entering a new realm, like so, like when I went from 800 to 900, and now 900 is cakewalk, like but like before entering 800 to 900, it's like you get this feeling of would I be able to do it? Would I really be able to do it? Because like you don't just enter it like you usually if you're squatting 580, your next big jump is probably like the 610, 620. So you're not babying yourself into it. So like learning how to like kind of just face that fear of will I be able to do it and just putting it on my back or putting it on my chest or putting it on the ground and pulling it up. And once you start, just stand up.
Has there been a weight that you've done on any of the lifts that you've kind of either picked it or unracked it and gone like, oh shit, this is actually heavy?
My first time squatting 1,000 in prep, I'm like, dude, this shit is heavy. There's no way I'm doing it. Like my first time doing it, like I took like a 15-second pause, like before squatting. I'm just thinking to myself, like, if you re-rack this, you look like such a bitch. Sorry for my language. You look like such a bitch, so you better do it. And I'm thinking, just take a deep breath, and I do it, and I hit it, and it was beautiful.
Yes, sir. So, all right, kind of one of the last things here I want to talk about is it's kind of way off topic, but 62 pairs of Crocs, you said. Tell me about
Yeah.
that. How did this collection start? Because that's is I didn't even know they made 62 pairs. So,
Yeah, so like in high school I used to be the funny guy. So I started buying Crocs. It was like one of the first things I bought with my own money. And then I got to college and I just kept buying them. And like I used to go to class. I'm like, I want to be very comfortable. I don't want to be in class in some Jordans that's too tight or maybe some tight dress shoes. I'm like, I want to be comfortable. So like I just kept buying Crocs on Crocs on Crocs on Crocs. And they keep coming out with new pairs like every day, it seems like. So now Crocs is actually really big. Like they have so many different versions, so many different collabs. But when I first started buying Crocs, it was just like as a joke because I would buy a T-shirt and be like, oh, I gotta buy some Crocs to match this color. But now I got so many pairs of Crocs. Like I'm literally wearing
oh hell
some
yeah.
pink pony Crocs right now. So it's like it's amazing. Crocs are so fun. They're so comfortable. I mean, as a bigger guy, big foot, it's like I want to be comfortable when I'm not wearing work shoes or I'm not out doing something. And Crocs are definitely those.
Yeah. All right. So you I'm this might be hard for you, but kind of what are your top three pairs that you have?
Top three pairs. Oh man. So whew, pink pony is definitely honorable mention. I think my top three pairs probably one. I got some Chewbacca Star Wars.
Hell yeah.
I got Lightning McQueen,
Classic.
and I got Black Panther.
That's
Hope hopefully soon they came out with some Wolverine ones. Hopefully soon I can get those. That'll definitely be top three for sure.
yeah, I think I need to work on mine. I got my one pair of Crocs is hanging off for dear life right now, and they like you said they make some really cool ones. I know my friends got like the Hidden Valley Ranch ones, and like they just got so many.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they got some crazy shit out there. The Post Malone
Yeah.
ones are probably one of my favorite looks. The black and blue ones.
Yeah.
So
Those always sold out pretty fast. But like if you really buy some Crocs and you want to really like do something crazy, get some gibbets. Hold up. Give me 1 second. I have this gibbet binder.
oh shit,
Literally straight gibbets, man. Like this is all just Spider-Man.
that's
So
awesome.
so like man, if you get some Crocs, you can really deck them out.
Yeah, that that's awesome. Well, I guess we got to make you some more some powerlifting gibbets and stuff like that.
Oh
So
yeah, definitely will have to.
yeah, but I think we can kind of wrap things up here. So this will be an interesting way to ask this since you've only done one meet. So if you could give someone going into their first meet a word of advice, what would you tell them?
Trust yourself, trust your coach. I mean, you're paying good money for somebody to write these programs, make things easier for you. Trust them, trust yourself, and just keep the noise out, man. Go and have fun. It's really a fun experience. I was super nervous, not because of the list, but literally just going in, like not knowing what type of atmosphere I'm walking myself into. But I walk in and it's like all fun. It's like people are in the back, like playing around, cheering you on, whether you're warming up or on the platform. So trust yourself, trust your coach, and just know that you can have fun. Like you see serious faces all the time when you see people going up for those third attempts, and it's like once they're done with that, man, they're back to having fun. So just have like truly, this is cliche, but truly just have fun. The moment that you stop having fun, that's the time to hang it up.
Couldn't agree more. Well, I wanted to thank you again for taking the time to come on. It was my pleasure.
Oh yes, sir. It's an honor, man. This is like I said, this is my first ever like true podcast I ever been a part of, and it's an honor, man. Thank you. It means a lot to me.
Awesome, sweet. Listen, I don't have a beard. I've got this glorious mustache. But even this stash deserves elite care. That's where Wicked Wolf Beard Co. comes into play. Their oils and balms keep the face fuzz fresh, soft, and ready for action. No crusty cowboy nonsense here. It smells great, feels great, and makes me look more like I lift heavy things. Beard, mustache, or something in between, Wicked Wolf's got your mug covered. Wicked Wolf Beard Co. Respect the stash. Head on over to Wicked Wolf Beard Co. and use code PLDEN for 25% off your order. Shout out to my guy Bear over at Summit Performance Therapy, the only person I trust to scrape me, needle me, and massage me and fix my squat at the same time. If your joints sound like microwave popcorn or you've been limping since Tuesday's deadlifts, Bear's your guy. He knows lifters, he is a lifter, and he's got magic hands, dry needles, and a deep understanding of how to not let your body fall apart. Book a session and tell him the PL Den sent you. Summit Performance Therapy. Reach your summit. Powered by Bear. Literally.